Definitely trying to see what's up. Who up on here? Greetings, revolutionary greetings. I see a couple of people on the live. It's Haki Shakur, aka EK Chukwu. I'm just coming at y'all live today, man. I don't usually do lives on YouTube, so this is something that I'm trying out. That's brand new. That I'm gonna try to incorporate more into, like during the 2020 New Year. And I just been sitting here chilling and just been watching the U.S. impeachment all day of Donald Trump. Um, that's basically it. I just wanted to hop up on here and see who was up on here. You gotta excuse my voice. My voice is a little bit hoarse from a live that I did yesterday on Facebook. Also, if you ain't following me on Facebook, please follow me on Facebook, Haki Shakur. You can follow me on Instagram as well. It's Haki_Quayle_Shakur on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter at Haki_K_Shakur. So follow me on all my platforms. But I'm going to start mainly doing my lives because I don't really do lives on Instagram. So I do my lives on my community page on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you follow my community page, which I know a lot of you already do because a lot of y'all, found my YouTube channel through my Facebook and my Instagram. So I already know y'all locked in on that, but please follow that. And follow my Twitter also. And shout out to all my Biafran people, man. Shout out to the IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. Shout out to the provisional government of the Republic of New Africa, which I am a conscious citizen of. I also want my Biafran people and all my African people who are in tune with me and follow me on all my mediums and platforms, please to, get in tune and learn about the provisional government of the Republic of New Africa, man. It's a real deal struggle. It's real, you know what I'm saying? Just like every independent movement or struggle that you see today that's coming from oppressed people, because see, a lot of people think that new Africans, misnomered African Americans, they really think we're just sitting here in the United States of America and not fighting and not struggling for anything. I get that a lot from a lot of African brothers and sisters that I meet in the African diaspora, a lot of African brothers and sisters that I meet on the continent. You feel me? They really think that new Africans, aka African Americans, are just sitting in America and not struggling and never struggle for nothing. And is not fighting for, liberation, independence, sovereignty, things of that nature. But I just wanted to clear that up a little bit also, is that, no, we do have movements here. You know what I'm saying? You need to get up on our history of the Black liberation movement and the Black liberation struggle that's always been here. That's always been here ever since our ancestors were, forcefully removed from the African continent and brought to the United States, North American continent, the Caribbean islands, and the South American continent. Is that it's always been a struggle for Africans and new Africans here in the Western Hemisphere. Because I get I see a lot of brothers and sisters who think we just sitting here and living all lavish and living all good and not struggling and fighting for nothing. I'm here to tell you that's not true. Because new Africans, misnomer African Americans, is fighting a struggle within the United States of America as a nation, within a nation, inside the United States of America against racism, oppression, capitalism, fascism, you feel me, neocolonialism, police terrorism, you feel me, the organ kidnapping, sex trade. We're fighting against that. We're fighting against poverty. We're fighting against, trying to get good housing, better jobs. And we're just struggling for total independence and self-determination as humans. We're trying to become a part of the world community as being recognized as humans, as the great Baba Malcolm X stated. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting for human rights. It's a human rights struggle going on inside the United States of America from the new African nation. So I just want all my Biafrans, I want all my African brothers and sisters to please get in tune with the new African independence movement and the provisional government of Republic of New Africa. It's a real deal. Just Google the provisional government of Republic of New Africa. All the information is going to pop up. You're going to see all the historic chronology and history of the Republic of New Africa when you put it in the Google search engine, that this is real. We have our own flag. We have our own constitution, which is the Declaration of Independence that was signed in 1968, around the same time that BIAFRA came in existence through General Ojukwu and his independence movement, when they chose to separate from the British created Nigeria. At the same time, here in the Western Hemisphere, you had the Republic of New Africa with over 500 nationals, activists, freedom fighters, women, men, from all different movements and organizations unifying and descending on Detroit in 1968. You feel me? To bring in existence a provisional government that continue on the legacy of ancestors like Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Noble Drew Ali, Queen Mother Moore, Imari Obadeli. I mean, it's a lot of us. It's a lot of ancestors. Henry Adams, Tunis G. Campbell, David Walker, Martin Delaney, Pap G. Singleton, Edwin G. McCabe. It's just a whole list of new African black nationalists that have passed on this torch and this struggle throughout history to bring in existence the provisional government of the Republic of New Africa. You feel me? And we do have, and we have had international relations with international other African states throughout history. You can check the records. The Republic of New Africa had diplomatic relations with African states like Libya. Gaddafi knew about the Republic of New Africa. Zimbabwe, under the great Robert Mugabe, recognized the provisional government of Republic of New Africa. Man, it's Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. I mean, the list goes on. People that have recognized the Republic of New Africa, that had relations with the Republic of New Africa back then in the 60s and the 70s, all the way up through the 80s. And we're trying to take that back. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to continue that legacy. I'm trying to continue that legacy of the New African Independence Movement with international diplomatic relations. You feel me? With my work that I'm trying to do to unify the Republic of Biafra with the Republic of New Africa. This is something that we're truly working on. You know what I'm saying? We have political prisoners, prisoners of war, that's citizens of this nation that we're struggling to continue to free and get out of prison today. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to unite the Republic of Biafra with the Republic of New Africa. You feel me? But it's a lot of contradictions and things of that nature that we have to, get in order. You feel me? To get things moving, to unite the new Africans, misnomer African Americans, with Biafrans and other African nations that are trying to struggle to restore their nations and to achieve the ultimate goal of nationhood, sovereignty, statehood, and the restoration of these African nations, and ultimately to free Africa. You feel me? Because that's what the struggle is for, to free Africa, to restore Africa's dignity. You feel me? That has been stripped of Africa throughout the decades and years by the Western powers and the European powers with their recolonization of Africa, which you see going on today, that's still going on today with France, the United States, Britain, of course, and now China. You know what I'm saying? All these foreign nations that are trying to come into Africa and strip Africa of all its natural resources to capitalize off those natural resources, while the people who are indigenous to the continent don't reap the benefits of these resources. You feel me? So we got a lot of work to do, man. So I just thought before 2020 come in, I wanted to try to introduce myself more on this platform. You know what I'm saying? So to my Biafran brothers and sisters, and all my other African brothers and sisters across the world. If you rock with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rock with you. I'm gonna support whatever you need. Support it. Everybody know my strong relations with the Igbo bloodline and the Igbo struggle, Biafran struggle. You feel me? So I will support your struggle. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to unite these struggles and bring them together to create that black power clutch fist. Because once, you know, when this fist is together, it can throw a mighty blow. It can throw a mighty blow to Western imperialism and ultimately Western neocolonialism of the African continent, which is now, in fact, neocolonialism is now, in fact, in the face of black skin. This is what neocolonialism is, people. You feel me? Black skin, sellouts like Nnamdi Azikiwe. You know what I'm saying? A brother that I admired at one time until I found out what he did as far as with the Nigerian British deal to set up, independent British state, if you want to put it like that, because that's all that Nigeria is. It's just a puppet state of the British Empire and the Western powers. You feel me? So, you know, neocolonialism is the most dangerous thing on both continents at the moment. On the African continent and in America and in the African diaspora and across the globe in the Caribbean islands, everywhere. Neocolonialism. Sellout leaders like Muhammad Buhari. You feel me? Sellout leaders like Biya in Cameroon. You know what I'm saying? With the struggle. Shout out to the struggle that's going on in southern Cameroon. The Amazonians who are fighting for total independence, sovereignty, liberation in southern Cameroon. And, you know, they're trying to get rid of that. They're trying to separate from that dictatorship of the Cameroon government that's been in power for over 30 years. You see what I'm saying? So it's all types of struggles going on across the world. So that's basically where my area of work is focused at going into 2020, is trying to get these international relationships between new Africans, misnomer African Americans, to get my brothers and sisters here inside the empire of the United States of America to start paying attention more to our brothers and sisters' struggles on the African continent. You see what I'm saying? Because it's been 400 years. Remember the 400? Since our ancestors been kidnapped out of Africa and brought to the Western Hemisphere. You see what I'm saying? It's time to go back home. You feel me? At the end of the day, it's time to go back home, unite with our brothers and sisters, you feel me, and try to liberate Africa and bring an Africa into existence that all of us can appreciate as African people scattered across the globe, as indigenous African people scattered across the globe. You know what I'm saying? To restore that dignity back to Africa, the free Africa, that everything that Marcus Garvey sacrificed his whole life for is what we're trying to, you know, accomplish. That's our aspirations as, you know, freedom fighters, man. You see what I'm saying? If you believe in, you know, independence for African people, if you believe in Pan-Africanism, if you believe in nationalism, socialism, you know, for your people, no matter where they at across the globe, man, that's what we're here. That's what it's about, man. We gotta unite. And I see y'all comments. I see y'all commenting. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra, man. And yeah, if you didn't check out my interview, my two interviews on Radio Biafra, man, please check them out. They're on this channel. You feel me? They're on SoundCloud. Please share that with all Biafrans. You feel me? And also coming up at the top of the year. So yeah, I'm gonna just give you a little bit of updates. You know what I'm saying? While I'm watching this impeachment of Donald Trump, is that top of the year. I will be coming back on Radio Biafra again. Biafra is Rising Middle East with my brother Mazi Obi at the top of the year, and we're going to do a special broadcast on, I know a lot of Biafrans been noticing all the information in the videos and stuff I be posting about my elder, my family member, my mentor, comrade, Matulu Shakur. A lot of people always wanted to know where my name came from, Haki Shakur. My name was given to me by Sanyika Shakur. I am officially, you know, a manifestation out of that tribe, the Shakur tribe, which is a revolutionary family that's been fighting for black liberation inside the United States of America for the last 3 decades. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually a real tribe and a real movement inside the United States of America of the Shakur tribe. Mutulu Shakur is one of those great brothers that comes out of the Shakur tribe. He's a political prisoner of war. He's been in prison for 30 years, incarcerated, and still being held illegally by the United States government. Elder Abba Shakur is going through some health conditions at this moment. I know y'all probably seen the new upload video that I uploaded the other day. He's going through some health issues. So we need help to get our elder, our freedom fighter, out of prison. 30 years is long enough. You see what I'm saying? 30 years is long enough for crimes that this great brother did not commit. You know what I'm saying? This great elder freedom fighter is in prison, trumped up on charges he did not commit. There was never no evidence. There was nothing to convict him on. He was convicted solely off who he was and who he associated with and his work, his political, social work in the new African black communities across America, dealing with acupuncture and drug detoxification and rehabilitating drug addicts inside the United States of America. This work was so powerful that the government came after Dr. Mutulu Shakur. He's a real doctor. So at the top of the year, I'm not going to give out too much information on this live, but you know that we definitely need international voices. We need BIAFRA. We need BIAFRANs to start to advocate for my elder freedom fighter, Dr. Mutulu Shakur, so we can get Dr. Mutulu Shakur out of prison. Dr. Mutulu Shakur did a lot of work on the African continent when the Africans independence movements sprung up all across Africa in the colonialism period. When Africans started to rise up on the continent from different African states, Dr. Mutulu Shakur was there. He was there with establishing diplomatic relations with people like Zimbabwe, Mozambique, things of that nature. So Mutulu Shakur was and is a Pan-Africanist freedom fighter who did help his, tried to help his brothers and sisters obtain independence no matter where they was from or what state or country that was fighting for independence on the continent against those European Western powers. So Mutulu Shakur is a well-known, respected freedom fighter. And I want Biafrans to learn about Mutulu Shakur. So when you see me posting pictures about him, please share it. Because we need your help. We need international help and voices to help get our brothers and sisters out of prison who are indeed freedom fighters. You feel me? The same way that I advocated for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We need that for Mutulu Shakur. Mutulu Shakur is just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of us, of our people in America, the black people in America, the new Africans in America. Mutulu Shakur is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to Biafra, if I can break it down any simple than that. You feel me? And we have a lot more Mazi Nnamdi Kanus inside the United States of America. Elders, freedom fighters who are in their 60s and 70s from the Black Panther Party, Black Liberation Army, Revolutionary Action Movement, just all types of revolutionary movements that were popped up, that was organized and mobilizing in the 1960s era, the 1970s era. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, let me throw some history out here for you Biafrans. In fact, in the 1960s, late 1960s, when the Panther 21 trial of I'm pretty sure y'all know who Tupac Shakur is. His mother, Afeni Shakur, another Black Panther, another freedom fighter, when they were facing charges from this government, from the United States of America government, when they tried to trump up the Black Panther Party on false allegations and charges that they were trying to bomb specific locations inside the United States of America, they locked up 21 Panthers. They locked up 21 Panthers. They all were political prisoners in 1969, 1970 in that area. During one of those rallies, this is real history. You might have seen me post this blog on Facebook a time or two ago. I showed a picture. I posted a picture on my Instagram and my Facebook of Afeni Shakur, Joan, I can't think of her last name, Joan, she was a Black Panther too, and Malcolm X's, one of Malcolm X's former comrades and former security heads at that Panther 21 rally. And this is how you know that we are connected by Africans. Our struggles are connected. In 1969 to 1971, Panther 21 and Panther allies and Panthers were holding rallies in New York City, in Harlem, to try to get these Panther 21 members out of prison. At one of those rallies in New York City, Malcolm X's, one of his former security heads, had the Biafran flag at the Panther 21 rally to try to get the Panthers out of prison. He had the Biafra flag out there as different speakers like Afeni Shakur spoke on behalf of the Panthers that were still locked up behind enemy lines, incarcerated. They had the Biafran flag waving in the background, showing their the Black Panther Party, showing their solidarity with the Republic of Biafra back then, with General Ojukwu and all those great freedom fighters of Biafra. They had the Biafran flag waving because, in fact, Malcolm X's security head, #1 security head, he had relations to certain Igbo freedom fighters that were advocating for the Republic of Biafra. They had close relations. I cannot think of the brother's name at the moment, but it's one brother in specific that knew the Black Panther Party, that knew Afeni Shakur and that whole New York Black Panther Party chapter. He actually knew them and actually was in communication with them diplomatically. I'm talking about some powerful history that a lot of Biafrans and a lot of Igbo people and even a lot of African Americans don't know this history. You know what I'm saying? This is history that I researched on my own and that was passed on to me by my elders. You feel me? So it's like, trust me, I'm just a manifestation. I'm just a manifestation of my freedom fighters and my elders who came before me that passed this information on. So I know for a fact that this Biafran advocating with Biafrans and trying to unite with Biafrans, I know it's destiny. It's definitely destiny. It's destiny, man. Like, even with the history of the Igbo people in the slave trade, when it was brought to where I live at in the United States of America, which is Virginia. Virginia is known as Igbo land. You feel me? It's known as Igbo land because so many Igbo ancestors that were traded in the slave trade were brought to Virginia. So this area has been consecrated as the land of Igbo land of North America, of the United States, which is Virginia. It's known as Igbo land. So through a lot of researching my ancestry, you feel me? You know, come to find out that a lot of us new Africans, African Americans, have Igbo bloodlines and have Igbo ancestry. So this is what really made me thrust myself into like speaking up for my brothers and sisters in Biafra. And let me clear this for a record because a lot of people come at me about this. I'm not just about the Biafran struggle. I'm for all oppressed Africans. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my duty as an African brother, as an African freedom fighter. Wherever any Africans are oppressed across this globe, Haki Shakur would be an advocate for those African brothers and sisters, not just Biafra. Biafra is my heart, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I have deep, relations and ties with Biafra because you Biafrans support me. You feel me? So many Biafrans support me. Y'all spread my messages. You spread my videos. You share my videos. You feel me? So it's like I take this so dear to heart. You feel me? To be able to speak on behalf for Biafrans in their struggle to restore Biafra. And I will continue to do that on any platform that I'm on. So if any platform I get on and I can speak this voice and I can utter this voice of truth, I would do so on your behalf and on the behalf of my own struggle of the New African Independence Movement and New African people. I will advocate for all oppressed people, especially African people, man. This is something we got to understand. Before we put others first, we have to put Africans first, man. A lot of us are getting away from that. We have to put Africans, wherever Africans may be, we have to put each other's struggles first over others. You know what I'm saying? That's outside of the African ethnicity and the African races, man. You feel me? We must put them first. This is what Pan-Africanism is about. Unifying our brothers and sisters across the globe for the common interest of freedom of Africa, or freedom of African manifestations. You know what I'm saying? I like to call them African manifestations. Whether we're in the African diaspora trying to set up a nation, all Africans should be supporting that no matter where they at on this planet. You feel me? If you're in the South America, the Caribbean islands, North America, even Europe, because we tend to leave out our brothers and sisters that live in Europe that are fighting for black liberation and and independence and things of that nature, or trying to get back to Africa. You feel me? So, but the main thing we gotta understand is that none of this is going to be possible until we remove Western influence out of Africa. None of this stuff is going to manifest unless we remove Western influence out of Africa. And what do I mean by removing Western influence out of Africa? I'm talking about the black sellout Negro leaders, man. The black sellout Negro leaders that are in Africa, man, working on the behalf of Western imperialism, Western powers. They have to be removed, like Muhammad Buhari, Biya in Cameroon, just a few examples, and several other sellout puppet dictators that are in Africa, keeping other African ethnic groups oppressed. Until we remove the neo-colonialist puppets out of Africa, no Africans across this planet will ever enjoy true freedom, true liberation, true democracy, true liberty, man. Because we have to remove these puppets. If we don't get rid of these puppets, Biafra and things of that nature is not going to get restored, man. We have to get rid of these. Right now, the enemy of New Africans and Africans and Biafrans across the world, scattered across the world, is people who look just like us. People who look just like us. Who are only here to enrich themselves. Who are only here with selfish aspirations and selfish interests to keep others oppressed that look just like them, man. We got to get rid of those type of ignorant sellout cowards. We have to get rid of these sellout cowards. If we cannot remove the sellout cowards, there's no way that we can get rid of, all the poverty, the sickness, the oppression, just everything that's wrong with this human world at this point in time in the world, man. We cannot eliminate it till we get rid of these sellout Negroes that look just like us, man. That looks just like us. It has to happen. You know what I'm saying? In order to achieve our aspirations, dreams, and goals of being a restored, dignified African people, no matter where we live across the globe, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to hop on here, man, and to show my face, to try to see, to try to see, like, how many of my, matter of fact, this is what I want y'all to do, Biafran people, my Biafran brothers and sisters, my family, and all my other African brothers and sisters and family. Share this YouTube channel with anybody and everybody that you feel that needs to be educated, man, on these struggles, on the New African struggle, on the Biafran struggle, you know what I'm saying, on other African struggles on the continent. If you know anybody that needs this type of information and truth and education, please send them to this YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that I've been talking with a lot of Biafran brothers on Twitter is this. In order to popularize the referendums, to popularize these struggles for independence, and to popularize nationalism, to popularize nationhood and restoration for new Africans and Biafrans and other oppressed Africans, is this, brothers and sisters, is that we have to take over all these social platforms. We must take over YouTube. We must take over YouTube, man. YouTube is the central technological media outlet that we must conquer. If we can conquer YouTube and make these messages and this education of New Africa and Biafra popularized on YouTube, trust me, brothers and sisters, what we're trying to strive for, what we're trying to accomplish, will come quicker than we think it will come. I'm telling you, it will come quicker than it will come faster and quicker than what we think. This is what Malcolm X was trying to do. When Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying, the ideological father of New Africa, Malcolm X, when he went to the African heads, the African states, and tried to get the African states to back New Africans and our plights for human rights and human rights violation on our people, he also was trying to get African states to back us as New African people to strive to gain independence, to set up a nation state. This is facts. This was a strategy. Malcolm X was playing chess. He was trying to unify all these great African states that were sparking revolutions against Western imperialism on the continent. He was trying to unify these African states and try to get these African states to back us, to get us to come into their struggles and for them to come into our struggles. You feel me? So I'm trying to do this. This is something that I've been thinking about and talking to a lot of Biafrans with. We must take the Malcolm X strategy. We must take the Mazi Namdu Kanu strategies, you feel me, and manifest them and spread them on YouTube. We must conquer YouTube. I'm telling you, we must conquer YouTube. YouTube is a technological media that we need to conquer, to politically educate those who are uneducated. This is a platform that we have to take over. I know a lot of brothers and sisters are not that infatuated with social media, and I can understand that. I'm not that infatuated with social media. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for the New African struggle and the African struggle, the Biafran struggle, and all African struggles of oppressed people, you know what I'm saying, and trying to organize and mobilize and communicate with brothers and sisters across the world, I wouldn't be on social media. You feel me? Because I know the work is done offline also. The most important work is done offline. But as we advance into the 2020 new decade, we cannot get left behind with this technology. And I've been talking to a lot of brothers and sisters and comrades about this. It's like, we have to take over this technology to spread our propaganda. See, there's two, see, this is the thing about it. When it comes to the scientific science of revolution, man, and revolutionary science, the thing that we always got to understand when we're dealing with dialectics is that we always working with doubles and duals and constant conflicts of contradictions. And what do I mean by that? Is that there's always a bad and a good thing when we're dealing with society. You feel me? It's that scale. It's always a negative and a positive on that scale in society. And that we got to understand, there's good propaganda and there's bad propaganda. We want to, saturate the masses with the good propaganda of New Africa, the good propaganda of Biafra, the good propaganda of Africa. This is our duty as revolutionary workers, to spread the good propaganda. How are we going to be able to do that when we're moving in a more technological advanced ages? YouTube. YouTube is the biggest media out right now, to the point that everybody has to use YouTube, man, to get their propaganda or to get whatever they trying to accomplish out. Whether it's music, arts, you feel me? Politics, movies, you feel me? Everything is done on YouTube. Everything. Everything is going through YouTube. So Biafran brothers and sisters, I know a lot of y'all don't like to be on YouTube or y'all don't have accounts. But this is the thing about that, brothers and sisters. You can get a YouTube account. That doesn't mean you have to be on YouTube all day. You can get a YouTube account just so you can subscribe to certain channels to spread the information and the good propaganda of those who are going to use these mediums to advocate for you, to advocate for New Africa, to advocate for Biafra. You see what I'm saying? We have to use these mediums, these platforms. So this is what I want y'all to do. I want every Biafran you know, or every African you know, or any black person you know, to tell them to get a YouTube account. It's very simple. It's very easy. And to subscribe to all the freedom fighters, the advocates, the speakers, the orators that come out of New Africa, that come out of Biafra. When you see these Biafran accounts and these New African accounts, well, specifically mine, because I'm a rare person, because I'm a rare organizer who's dealing with Biafra and New Africa. So it's going to be a lot of information on both sides, Biafra and New Africa. I'm mixing them together and putting out the information and the propaganda. So get them to follow this channel. Get them to follow Biafran channels, news media outlets, so we can spread this information and spread this struggle and take over YouTube. We must take over YouTube because, to be honest, we're already taking over Facebook. New Africa and Biafra is taking over Facebook. New Africa and Biafra is taking over Twitter. Now I don't know about Instagram because I know a lot of brothers and sisters don't really mess with Instagram like that. I know a lot of Biafran people are not on Instagram like that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to focus on the three. Let's focus on the three. Threefold technological outlets that we have to take over. Threefold. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. But the most important of them all is YouTube. You feel me? We have to take over YouTube. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, please share this channel with all Biafrans, man. Try to get them to come off of Facebook. Try to get them to come off of Twitter and come here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to, in 2020, starting in 2020, I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel for Biafra, for New Africa. So we can build this body, build this freedom fighting body to liberate our people, man. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? But it's worth it. It's worth it. But we have to take over YouTube. We have to take over YouTube, man. We have to. It's mandatory, 2020. So definitely be looking out for me in 2020 to do more YouTube. Matter of fact, do y'all think I should do more YouTube lives? Let me know. Comment right now. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? And tell people to subscribe to this channel, Haki, Shakur. Do y'all think I should come more on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already doing YouTube. I'm already doing lives on Facebook. That's getting a lot of, that's getting a lot of looks. We're getting the information out there. But I feel like we have to move to YouTube. We have to set up YouTube. We must set up a Biafran front, a New African front on YouTube. We have to. This is where everybody's at. Everybody's on YouTube, man. Everybody that's somebody. Whether it's celebrities, politicians, whoever, man. Everybody's on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? This is the ultimate platform to speak our propaganda, to speak our beliefs, to struggle, organize, mobilize, communicate. Number one thing, communication. You feel me? We got to stay in constant communication and communicate. You feel me? So just let me know. Should I do more YouTube lives? You know what I'm saying? Or this is something else I'm going to do in 2020. I'm going to try to set up. When I do my Facebook lives, okay, let's do it like this. When I do my Facebook lives, I'm going to go live on YouTube at the same time. Let's try that out in 2020. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get us heard, man. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to be the voice of the voiceless. And I'm trying to let the voiceless have a medium to speak also. Because this ain't for me. This is not for me, brothers and sisters. This is not for me. That our beliefs is that we are a village. We are a world community of indigenous people, man. You feel me? We are a world community. So everything I do is you, not me. It's us. Cause I am because of you. You know what I'm saying? Period. All of us are speaking through the same voice, which is our ancestors. Our ancestors who have died, sacrificed, you know what I'm saying, been genocided, murdered, you know what I'm saying, and who passed on this baton in the marathon to us to carry on that marathon. You feel me? And to the, you know, the voiceless and the oppressed that's still being murdered from Biafra land to New Africa. That's being murdered daily, constantly. You see what I'm saying? So we are the voices of the voiceless people. You know what I'm saying? We are the voices of the voices, man. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, man. I love you all. I love everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just strictly about, you know, self-determination. You know what I'm saying? For my peoples, no matter where they at. It's all about self-determination. We need our own. It's about having our own again, man. We have to get our own again. Straight up, man. And before I hop off, just a few thoughts about this circus. The circus that's going on. The reason why I'm doing this live, the U.S. impeachment of Donald Trump is going on right now. You know what I'm saying? What is the relevance of Donald Trump getting impeached? What is that relevance to our struggle? What is that relevance to the Biafran New African struggle? What is the relevance to black people in America to Donald Trump being impeached? And you know, I'm not trying to come off as rude, but at the end of the day, Donald Trump getting impeached, you know, has no scientifically effect on our oppression and our struggle, to be frank. You know what I'm saying? I'm just watching it, and you know, because that's what I do. I study politics. I'm a political scientist, so I must study the opposition. I must study and watch governments and how governments operate and how they move. Even though, let me clear up the record for a lot of people who don't know where I stand when it comes to U.S. politics. When it comes to U.S. politics, man, and things of that nature, is that I'm a person that understands that I'm a conscious citizen of a colony of oppressed people. I'm a conscious citizen of that. I know that my people came from different nations, several tribes and different nations of people from the continent. So, you know, African people were born scientifically as nationalists. We came into existence as national people. We are nationalists by nature. We believe in nationhood and nationhood building by nature. That's a part of the African blood. We are the first nationalists. We are the first conveyors of nationhood and nationhood culture. African people. This is our creation. We are nationalists. We are the first nations of people. We are the indigenous nations of people. You feel me? Everything that the United States of America was built on and what it stands for was stolen from you. Was stolen from people that look just like you. We were the first conveyors of constitutions. We were the first conveyors of indigenous laws. We created that. Everything the United States of America was built on because of African and indigenous peoples. They got everything from us. How to set up a government, how to run a government. You feel me? How to set up administrations, presidents, cabinets. Everything you see today that the United States of America professes as democracy across the world came from you, African people, Biafran people, New African people. We are the indigenous people. We are the conveyors of democracy. We are the conveyors of sovereignty. We are the conveyors of liberation. We are the conveyors of revolution. We are the origin of that. But the damn shame is that the white man and his crooked ways and his evilness took our shit and used our shit against us. They took our shit and genocided us. They took our land and genocided us. You feel me? They took our constitution and created their own constitutions to re-enslave us. And now today they use these phony, illusionary, fascist games on oppressed people's minds with the Democrats and the Republicans who don't benefit no black people, who have done nothing for black people in 400 years. 400 years since they went into West Africa and kidnapped those nationals, those human beings whose human rights were violated as they were enslaved by European powers and Western powers and European nations, violated their human rights, violated Igbo people's human rights, violated Yoruba people's rights, violated Akan people's rights, violated Ashanti people's rights, violated the Iwe people's rights, violated the Ivory Coast people's rights, violated the Ghanaian people's rights, violated the Senegalese people's rights, violated the West African nations and Southwest Central African people's nations' human rights by kidnap. And even the sellout Negroes who helped facilitate that trade. You feel me? Everything you see Western imperialism and Western power stand on today, Europe and America was built off of African civilizations and African democracy that they stole from our ancestors. Period. So what is the relevance of a United States crooked president? Because there were 45 presidents in the United States of America history. I would say out of that 45 African people, at least half of them should have been impeached. 13 of them were slave owners. 13 of the first United States of America presidents were slave owners. They owned Biafrans. They owned Igbo people. They owned Ashanti people. They own Mandinka people. They own Mende people. They own Ga people. They own Fulani people. They own Iwe people. These were slave owners. They owned African tribals of peoples, nations, for 300 to 400 years. 13 of them owned Africans and made money off of African slave labor for 300 to 200 to 300 years to give their peoples and their civilizations economic empowerment, generational wealth, and empowerment. You feel me? 13 of those presidents should have been impeached. But we know they didn't get impeached and they still haven't been held accountable. The first president of the United States of America owned over 200-something African slaves. George Washington. He should have been impeached. He violated another people's human rights. You feel me? So when I see people or other black people or other African people or any other people, when I see you supporting United States politics and I see you trying to support U.S. presidents, it kind of upsets me. It makes me angry because I don't believe in the United States illegal two-party system. Why is there only two white parties in America? Ask yourself that question. The Democratic Party is a white people's party. The Republican Party is a white people's party. It's not a new African or African American black party. Period. We don't own that. We don't run it. We don't control the politicians that's under those parties, whether they're black or white. Because no party, neither one of those parties have done shit for new Africans, misnomered African Americans for 400 years. We're still at the bottom. We're still second class citizens inside the United States of America. Our communities are baby colonies, baby ghettos. So when I hear people like that backs Donald Trump, I gotta look at you strange. Isn't Donald Trump a descendant of a white, of another white elitist guy that came here, immigrant that came here and got rich off of labor? Right. 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 Trump and them, yeah, their shit go back to slavery too. Just about every president that ever sat in that seat, their family blood lineages, and I'm taking it deep, I'm going bloodline. It's bloodline oppression on other bloodlines of oppressed people. Bloodlines. These people bloodlines go back to slave owners, slave masters. You see what I'm saying? So why would I care about those cats? I don't care about the Democratic Party, because a lot of people want to know where I stand politically. I don't care about the Democratic Party. I don't care about the Republican Party, because where the hell is the Black New African Party? Where is the Chicano Party? Where is the Native American Party? Peoples who already been here, who already been in America, and the people that America was built on their backs, especially New African people. America was built on our ancestors' free labor and back. But we don't have a political party that represents our interests to run our own candidates. It's only two parties. And then come to turn around, the United States of America will mislead you and have you believe that and most of them are, but the political systems in Africa are not civilized political political order. You see what I'm saying? They would say that the political parties in Africa are crooked. The political parties in African states are crooked. That have one or two party systems and oppresses and omits other political parties from having influence on elections in Africa. This is what the United States of America would tell every other black person and every other people across the world. This is what they spread out to the masses across the world, is that those people are wrong. Your party systems are incorrect. Your party systems are third world. But let me tell you something. The United States of America political party and political arena is third world. They just make third world look good. They just make it look good to y'all. They make it look good. But any country that uses only the dominance of only two parties on other ethnic groups and other people that live in that country, and the other people in that country cannot start their own political parties and run their own candidates, is oppressive and illegal. It's illegal. And this is even in the founding fathers of America. Even some of the founding fathers of America, a lot of y'all don't know this history. Some of the founding fathers of America didn't even want two parties in America for their political arena. They didn't believe in the two-party system because they believed that the two-party system could be manipulated by the oligarchy, the monarchy, which is the rich elite families of Europe. Because you got to remember, this is something that a lot of people tends to keep forgetting. I don't know how they catch amnesia, but every European American you see today, just about, or has ever took the power of the political arena and these political parties and things of that nature, Congress, Senate, all these type of things. These people descend from oligarchs, monarchs that came from Britain. Y'all have to understand, the people that run this country today are still descendants of Britain people and other European countries that came here. But specifically Britain, because a lot of people know that the Britain and the people who, separated and wanted to separate from their own people, because this is all that happened in the Revolutionary War, right? Is that it was, British people, certain British people separated itself from those British people. That's all it was. British splitting up. In this segment of the British wanted their own country. They no longer wanted to be a part of the monarch. In the British Empire, they wanted their own country to themselves. So they got together and they started what you would call a revolutionary war against the British people that they came from. The United States of America is nothing but Britain, y'all. That's all that the United States is. It's nothing but Britain. That's why the United States and the Britain flag are the same flag. Red, white, blue. Same people. Same Europeans. Same ancestors who enslaved your ancestors. Period. And this is why none of those parties, the Republicans or the Democrats, that's why they have not done nothing for black people in this country ever. And they will never do nothing for black people in this country ever because they are too busy doing for their own people. They're fighting to take care and to keep us down and to maintain the way they live for their people. So, my opinion, impeach all presidents, including Obama. Obama should have got impeached. Obama is a mixed half black white man who came to presidency just to continue the system of white supremacy and to continue the white Western powers imperialism on the world. This is why Obama was doing so much crooked shit over there in the Middle East and in Africa. Because Obama is not pure-blooded black. He's half white. He's a half white man and a half black man. His mother is white. His daddy is black. So when I see black people saying like, oh, well, Obama did this to Africans. Obama did this. Obama trying to push gay shit. He's white. He's half white. He's continuing the same evil of his white lineage, his white bloodline. He has white blood in his blood. So why would anybody think Obama was going to be any different than any other white 40-something presidents? No, he's an extension of those other 40 presidents and their tyranny and their control by the monarchs, the oligarchs, the ruling classes, the motherfucking royal families. Period. America is controlled by the royal families. Period. Who don't know that? So that's why I don't have faith in their political system. Their political system was built on corruption. Their political system was built on tyranny. Their political system was built on murder, genocide, enslavement of Africans. They never wanted to free Africans. They just needed Africans for labor. So when slavery ended, they didn't even know what to do with your ancestors. They didn't even know what to do with black people, period. They wish they could have sent us all back to Africa or either murdered us all. So that's why you see today the police murder in America. This is why you see white police killing black people in America at high rates and still killing black people at high rates. They're trying to exterminate black people out of America because they don't need us no more. They don't need us. They done used up our ancestors, killed up our ancestors, and still killing us. They don't need us. This is why they're committing genocide on black people. Period. And everything I'm stating to you is facts. You don't got to take it at face value. Just do your own research, like I have been doing for years. I study history. I'm a new African historian. I study history. I study political history. I study African history. I study revolutionary history. This is what I do. I built my own consciousness up to understand my material world and the material realm and the struggle of oppressed people. It's all about the struggle of oppressed people. I stand with oppressed people, period. I am a descendant of a black liberation, African liberation. I'm a descendant of that. And I will go to my grave as a descendant of that. Let's 2020, we got to emphasize political education is the most important thing that we must establish amongst our peoples, man. New African, Biafran, African, whatever you identify with. Political education comes first so we can understand the material world and the material struggle, people, the physical struggle. So we can help each other. Period. That's what it's about, man. Let's unify. Let's rectify our own destiny. Marcus Garvey stated it. One people, one aim, one destiny. That's what the red, black, and green flag stood for and stands for. One people, you feel me? One aim, one destiny. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Red, black, and green for life. Period. When you see anybody waving that red, black, and green flag, that's what you stand on. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And even the ancestors that came before Marcus Mosiah Garvey, where he got the red, black, and green flag colors from. Some of those ancient civilizations. You feel me? So, this is an ancient struggle that's real. It's just a marathon. We just got to run that marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's long. It's a protracted struggle. It's long. It's drawn out. But we have to continue. We must continue. Period. So yeah, I don't care what happens to Donald Trump. I don't care what happens to any of these politicians. They don't have my people in their best interest. They don't have my brothers and sisters in Africa best interest, because they not in Africa stopping the murder and genocide on my brothers and sisters in Africa. So why would I even entertain these cats? Why would I even entertain Donald Trump? Donald Trump ain't stopping the Fulani and Boko Haram from murdering my Igbo brothers and sisters. Has he stopped it yet? Has he stopped the genocide in Cameroon yet? No. Has he stopped the genocide in the Congo? Has he stopped the genocide in Zimbabwe? Has he stopped the genocide in other African countries and African states? Has he stopped the genocide in Haiti? Has he stopped the genocide in Puerto Rico? Has he stopped the genocide in West Papua? Has he stopped the genocide in Kurdistan and northern Syria? What United States president has stopped oppressed people from getting genocide and murdered? None. They come and swoop in afterwards to reap the benefits after the genocide has already been taking place. That's what the United States does. The United States of America are bloodsuckers and leeches off of oppressed people. They swoop in after the genocide is over. Facts. I know this might hurt some of y'all feelings because some of y'all believe in America. You think America's coming to save you. I know this hurts your feelings, but America ain't what you think it is, brothers and sisters. It's like what Malcolm X said. It's a hypocrisy, not a democracy. That's the United States of America. It's a hypocrisy, not a democracy. Period. Because they don't care for African black lives. African lives matter. But it doesn't matter to the Western powers. It doesn't matter to the Western nations. They don't help you. They don't stop the genocide. The genocide has not stopped in Africa yet. The diseases hasn't stopped in Africa yet. The poverty hasn't stopped in Africa yet. Because you want to know why? We are our own liberators. We have to take care of our own brothers and sisters. These sellout Negroes got to get in line so we can help our own people. But it's too bad that these rich black people in America don't care about their brothers and sisters in Africa. Or they don't even care about their own new African Americans here in America. It's sad. Oh man, it's such a disappointment to our ancestors, man. Every day I wake up, I think and wonder what are our ancestors thinking in the ancestral realm, in the land of the ancestors. I wonder what are they thinking when they look at black rich Americans. When they look at millionaire black Americans, when they look at these rich black Africans on the African continent, all these wealthy black people in the world, we're going to hold them all accountable. accountable. New Africans, Biafrans. All these rich, wealthy black people in the world who don't help African black people no matter where they are. They are traitors to our ancestors. They are traitors to our ancestors. Every day that goes by, they don't help our people. They are traitors to our ancestors. Period. That's what they are. Because they're selfish. African people were never selfish. Our culture, our African traditional cultures excluded selfishness. Selfishness was a taboo in African civilizations and culture. You cannot be selfish in African cultures. You would pay the penalty of being a selfish individual. If you were a selfish individual in African traditional cultures and ancient times and African culture, period, we were never selfish people. So why are black people so selfish today? Why have we took on the traits of our oppressors? The white man, he introduced us to selfishness. The Arabs introduced us to selfishness when they invaded Africa and brought their own traditional ways into Africa, man. Africans was not selfish people. That's not a part of our nature. That's not a part of our culture. Being capitalist, being selfish, non-caring is not an African trait. It's not an African characteristic, man. It never was. Never. Never, man. So that's why I be so upset here in America. When I see the way my brothers and sisters treat each other here in America, it's the most disappointing shit that you will ever want to see. And even other places that you go across the globe, when I see how black brothers and sisters treat each other, man. It's the most disappointing shit ever. Period. It's the most disappointing shit, period. I've seen a lot of people tuned in. It's disappointing shit, period. Trust me. So I'm going to get off here on that note. Shout out to everybody who tuned into this YouTube live, man. This is what I'm going to do in 2020. So if you know any brothers and sisters, man, who looking for that education, liberation education is what we call it. Whether you Biafran, New African, or whatever African nationality or nation or tribe you come from. This is what this channel is about. 2020, going live more on this channel, man. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to everybody that was watching, man. I just wanted to hop on real quick because of this circus impeachment that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to give my thoughts about it and give my thoughts and introduce myself to y'all because I know I don't do a lot of YouTube lives. But I'm going to start doing a lot of YouTube lives so we can take over YouTube. Biafran brothers and sisters, the takeover of YouTube starts now. 2020. We're going to take over YouTube. Get your people over to YouTube. I'm going to sign off on that note. Haki, Shakur. Free the people. Free the man. Free the mind. Free Biafra. Free New Africa. Free the land. Okay, I gotta figure out how to stop it.